Hello, how are you? Welcome to the channel. You might be familiar with some of the content on here. What I like to do is reach back in time and find people that I've worked with and see how driving, passing, all that has changed their life. Did it change their life? Because it's usually massively transformational. It's the first time, often in a young life, that you have a massive win. And then you go to yourself, what else can I do? If I can do this, what else? What other dream can I land? I'm here today with Tania. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you so much for doing this.
No problem.
In your own words, just say who you are and what you do.
So my name's Tania and I'm a mobile hairdresser.
Okay. How long have you been doing that?
So I've been a mobile hairdresser now for nearly 16 years.
Wow. And whereabouts do you cover? Like, where's your patch for those that are in Leicester, say?
So initially, I'm prepared to travel all over Leicester, and I've travelled as far as Northampton before. But I've only been able to do that since I drove. So I've only been driving for nearly 6 years.
Yeah.
And before that, it was trains, bus, commuting, walking, bag on back, or people come to me.
Big pain in the backside.
Massive.
And so your business opens up. So I'll ask you at the end, like, how people can reach you. But that's really, that's. I mean, it's independence, and then your business grows.
Yes.
That's really. In terms of learning to drive, what do you remember about your learning to drive process?
Well, with yourself, I found it quite easy. I felt like you explained everything. The term dumbed down, you dumbed it down quite well.
Right.
You broke it up quite well.
Okay.
You sent the right information. Each lesson, I felt like I'd learned something new. It felt like progress each time.
Yeah.
There was only one thing I tended to struggle with, but I remember that was parallel parking.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember I spoke to you and I said, all I want to do this lesson is parallel park. And now I don't do it with my eyes closed, but I could do it with my eyes closed.
Nice.
So I felt like that was my difficult point. But other than that, every step went quite well. You seemed to know what I needed to do the next lesson.
Yeah.
We did it. If we needed to touch on it the next lesson after that, we did it, and then we moved on again. So for me, it felt like quite a comfortable process, quite a comfortable journey.
Yeah. There
was never a time I walked in home and went, oh, that went wrong today, I'm never going to do it again. I felt like I was ready to learn the next step.
Do you know, I've worked with a load of people, and you remember some for different reasons. What I used to love about working with you is you've got this tenacity to do and to win and to be, hit your targets, achieve, get back up proverbially if you feel like you've had a setback.
Yes.
And that attitude is like, well, first of all, it's a life attitude.
Yeah.
You'll win in life if you've got that bounce back ability.
Yeah.
But it certainly got you over any day where it was a bit wobbly or it didn't go to plan. And not everyone can do that. And that is massively important. I talk in other things about driving test success. One of the things is mind management. And if you can't control you're on a path where you may not win. So you've, how many tries to pass your test?
One.
One?
Yeah, first time.
That's rare.
Yeah, first time.
And do you remember how many minors?
One.
That is like you're like 3% club, like in terms of like. I mean that is impressive.
Yeah.
So you've got out in the world, you've learned to drive, you've passed your test. If you were talking to today's learner, and you wanted them to know, I don't know, 3 things that would really help them, and maybe even things you wish someone told you.
Okay.
What would they be? What would their takeout be?
When it comes to learning to drive.
Yeah.
Definitely don't drink a Red Bull before you do. There was one lesson I did, and it wasn't the best lesson I had. I felt like everything was going a bit too quick.
Yeah.
And my mind couldn't catch up with it. I think it's the one time I stalled. We were going through Sice and I remember it quite well, and I didn't know the area that well, being a pedestrian, not a driver. And my focus wasn't right. So caffeine before a driving lesson.
Yeah.
No, a big no-no. Get comfortable. As soon as you get in the car, make sure everything's right. Your mirrors, you see everything, because there's nothing worse than when you're on a journey and you're ravelling around, your back's not right, you're having to alter your mirror. Yes, it is one of the biggest multitasking things you'll ever do in your life, if not the biggest. But you cannot still do 10 things at once. So if you do all your prep right, everything else on your journey would be a lot easier. Trying to think what else.
Which is a piece of advice, about whether, what they, on a day they go in and shut the door and like, oh, jeez, I can't do this. I've made this mistake. I've made this error. I'm going to give up. It's not for me.
You can do it. You just have to stop, brush yourself off and try again. You just have to, if it's something you want to do, you will do it. It just sets on. There's millions of other people that can do it, so you can do it. You've just got to take that moment to breathe, think about what you've done, and go again. We all make mistakes in life, regardless of if it's driving or washing the pots or,
Totally.
Anything.
The reward is worth the effort.
Absolutely.
And it's interesting you said, and I don't think anyone has said this before, but people talk about drink and drugs, and they'll never talk about caffeine and Red Bull and stimulants.
Yeah.
But that still changes the way your insides are working,
Massively.
which might massively change your.
I think you was the one who picked
perception.
me up on it. You said, "What have you had today before you've come?" And I said, "Oh, I've just had a Red Bull," and you was like, "Yeah, that's going to massively change your perception on your driving." And I never did it again.
Yeah.
In fact, to be honest, the Red Bull weren't that nice, so I didn't know why I bothered in the first place. But yeah, it's worth the rewards in the end. I remember when I first contacted you to do my driving lessons, and it was COVID, and I was stuck. Everybody else was driving to a park.
Yep.
I had to walk everywhere, and there wasn't many places you could walk. It's definitely changed my life massively. I can now go places. I've got the freedom. If I want to visit a friend, like last week, friends contacted me. Do you want to go Rutland Aqua Park?
Yep.
Yes, I do.
Off you go.
It was 55 minutes away, but we went, and it was great. I couldn't have done that if I wasn't driving.
Yeah, it's like the world becomes this big, and you can get anywhere.
Yeah.
When you were learning, how many people did you work with? Instructed you? Just the one?
Just you.
Just me,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Because some will come and they've had lots of
I
experience.
think you're better off with, if you find the right one, if it's the right one, stay with them, persevere. Generally, driving instructors, you like to think, know what they're talking about. If you're comfortable and you're happy, they will get you there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like anything, I guess, isn't it? It's like you could say, oh, well, there's a million hairdressers, but the one that does it the way you want and you get on with, and
If you're happy, stay put, persevere, you will get through it. Everything will be great.
Do you remember your driving test, the day itself and any of that? Is there anything you'd like to share that would be an insight to the person who's got a test coming up?
I do remember the day of my driving test, and I was the first test of the morning. So that felt quite nervous. But I think as long as you're calm and you concentrate, I remember chatting quite a lot to the test instructor. Yeah. And then, because I think they're not just... Yes, they're a test instructor, but they're nervous too. They've got to be ready on them pedals in case something goes wrong. Same as you when you're... If you're calm and you're chatting and they're calm, everything will be fine. I remember we were having a little laugh and a joke. It was nothing to do with the driving.
Yeah.
But that made my experience a lot calmer because he was calm.
Yes.
Whereas I think if he was very silent and you can hear him scribbling on his board or whatever he's doing, I think that would have made me nervous. Yeah. So I think because I made him comfortable, he made me comfortable, and everything on that day went quite fine. I remember some of the things we did a couple of lessons before my test actually, and we definitely hit some of those things that were in my test, which also made me quite calm. But no, generally mine went quite well because of that. I think if there was that dead of silence, no music on, he's concentrating on the road, it's peak hour, I think things might have been a bit different. But
yeah, there are some nice ones and they keep you calm, and it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Yeah. And then you can feel when someone's edgy. Yeah. And that might. Yeah, I needed that relaxed moment. When I first got in the car, I was a bit tense and stuff, but then when I was chit-chatting, my shoulders dropped slightly, breathed, relaxed, did exactly what we were doing in the lessons. There was nothing I changed. Yes. Nothing. It's just a normal drive.
It's just a normal
We normally
drive.
say it on the day. You're just good driving. You're just, someone else is going to sit there, and they're just going to sit there because they have to. Yeah. You're going to, you're not. We're here because you're ready. We're here because I've seen you do it well enough to do it by yourself. I wouldn't bring you otherwise. Yeah. Yeah. So we've talked about some things that you would encourage people to think about and to do. Okay. Are there 2-3 things you definitely encourage people not to do in their learning journey on their driving test experience?
Obviously, the caffeine thing.
Yep.
I would avoid. I would say, in my experience, although you've suggested to others maybe doing some extra hours at home with whoever, haven't you? In my experience, I'd actually say no. Keep to one person. Okay, yeah. For me, personally, I think 2 people, 2 different opinions, 3 different opinions.
Might put you off.
Exactly. Yeah. Whereas for me, I think I sailed for it because I only had one person.
Yeah, one version. Yeah.
Exactly. Whereas other people, they might be told by Joe Blogs to do this with the foot pedal and the clutch and stuff, whereas actually I've only listened to you. Gotcha. Yeah. So for me, I would say don't use too many people. Yeah. That's my personal experience.
Fair enough.
heavy, fast music does make you drive
Tempo
faster.
does. Yes, 100.
Absolutely.
Anything over 100 beats a minute will make you go
so
faster.
I think
Take risks.
actually, whilst you're learning and before, you know, that run before you can walk kind of scenario, keep it calm and you'll be calmer.
Do you know what music used to be on in the car when you did lessons? People don't remember.
I played a bit of classical actually.
Classic FM.
Yeah.
Always on.
Yeah.
And at some point in their learning journey, I'll turn it off.
Yeah.
And they go, "Where's the music?"
Yeah.
They don't realise they've been listening to it on volume 1
Yeah.
for months. Yeah.
I
Definitely,
think it was classic, Yeah. And I think for me, that kept me calm. Now I'm obviously driving a bit more confident. Nearly 6 years have gone by. I can put a bit of whatever on, but I do feel a change in my tempo.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
What was your dream car from being a kid or when you started thinking about cars?
So it was a Fiat 500, and that was actually my first car.
You got one?
I did get one.
How long? You still got it?
No. So my Fiat 500 was a few years old. It had got a fair few miles on the clock.
Yeah.
And I had to learn when to give it.
When
up.
it was, yeah.
Yeah, it was costing me more than the car was worth.
Yeah,
So
that's
it
a
was
tipping
time.
point when expenses. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I absolutely loved it. I know it's that typical hairdressers, stereotype car, but for me, I loved it. And my kids loved it, and there was loads of room in it actually. And insurance and tax wise, it was a bargain.
Mm.
So my first year's insurance with no year's claims, nothing, was under £1,000.
That's decent.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's normally
on my
two
own.
at the beginning of most young
on
people's
my own,
policies.
no names on it, nothing. So to get that under £1,000 for a car, and it comfortably fit 4 people in it, was great.
Would you get another?
That's a great question. I think because of my experience I had with the problems with it, maybe not. It'd have to be a newer one, I think.
Yeah.
But I've now upgraded to a Renault Clio.
Nice.
And it's a lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
They are right in what they say. If you can drive an older, more banger of a car when you first pass, you can drive anything.
Yeah, it's like a bit more work to get it to do what you want.
So now time's gone by, it is a bit more of a luxury. So it would be hard to go back to a Fiat 500. I think they'd have to upgrade their engines and stuff.
Yeah,
massively.
I wonder about the electric. I see electric ones now, and I wonder if they're any good. But
yeah.
Do you have another dream car now? Do you move on and you go, I've had that, so I want this, or is that dream realised?
No, I've spoke about getting a Golf, but again, I don't know if they're a bit foot heavy. I actually do like them aesthetically. Yeah. Not necessarily what they do on the roads. Yeah. But I think if I've got that kind of car, would I probably be a bit more foot heavy, probably.
Yeah.
So do I
avoid
avoid
it?
Shoes. Absolutely.
What do you enjoy most about driving?
I think ultimately it's got to be the freedom. Ultimately the freedom, the ability to do what I want, when I want, go where I want. Just a feeling, isn't it? Once you have been driving for a while, you don't actually know that you're driving. Obviously when you're learning to pass a test. Yes. Then you get in the real world and you're just driving. Yeah, it's a feeling that I wouldn't go without again. I wish I'd have done it sooner.
What do you like least about driving?
Other people on the road.
Yeah.
Other people on the road.
Is it just that they're there, or the way they treat you, or ignorance, or what?
Well, you're going to get that all the time, aren't you? But there's always that cheeky one that will cross in front of you.
Yeah.
I remember you taught me something on my lessons, which I believe is advanced learner driver stuff, where make sure you look down each street.
Yeah.
And it's something that I can hear your voice when I'm driving now. Look down that street. Did you look that way? And there's always that one person that will dart in front of you. And I think, you cheeky little... You know, it's that 50-50 scenario, isn't it? You have to phone your insurance, they phone theirs, then it becomes a 50-50 claim. It still goes on your insurance. I think just watch your backs a bit more. Keep that distance, keep that space. Yeah. Watch for that cheeky person who's going to cross the road. Because likelihood is, if you think they're going to cross the road, they will. Or they're going to jump out in front of you, they will. I think that's my one thing I don't like about driving. Yeah,
I remember a driving examiner once said to me on the back of a test, and they passed, and he was and he was really positive, and he said to me on the QT, he went, I love the fact that they look down side roads. Yeah. I love the fact that they put the windows down at junctions, and it sounds simple, but not everyone teaches it. Yeah.
So you can hear as well. It's one thing I do, especially if I've parked in a bay and I've got to reverse out that bay onto a main road. Under your windows, turn your music down. You can hear as well as see.
Yeah, you have senses. Yeah.
Use your horn if you need to.
Definitely. Yeah. So you can go on a road trip.
Yeah.
It can be anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Where would it be?
Oh, that's a really good question. I'm a bit nervous about driving on the other side of the road.
Yeah. So take the fear out of it, though. Just this is aspiration. This is dreams.
For me, it would still probably be Cyprus. And they do drive on the same side of the road.
Okay. Yeah.
It's absolutely lovely there, because I think that I like to be comfortable. Anything that makes me comfortable when driving.
And then you can take any car. Plonk. What will you think? What will you take?
That's a really good question as well. I still quite like a smaller car.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
What about the Fiat 500, the A-Bath, the little racy one? Can you imagine if there were no speed limits and no cameras, and
They are cute.
and you got a day off from speeding tickets?
Yeah,
that would be the nuts.
Yeah, they are cute. Yeah, yeah, I guess so. Or a Golf.
All right, Golf. Yeah. Performance one, or just the one you like the look of? So there's
Just-
GTI and all that.
Yeah, just the one I like the look of. I think.
Right.
I think otherwise I'd be too low.
Fair enough. And then you can take, let's say we can get 4 people in there with you, alive or dead,
Okay.
famous or not.
Oh yeah.
Who would you bring?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I feel like you've put me on the spot here. I feel like I'm not 100% sure. I feel like the Queen would have a few things to say now she's gone, wouldn't she?
Yeah.
I feel like there's a few.
We should be sat in the back doing that.
Yeah. I think she'd definitely be an interesting one. As a Manchester United fan, I think Sir Alex Ferguson. I wouldn't be able to understand a word he said.
Yeah.
I think he'd be a great one. One more. I'm trying to think of one more person.
All famous so far, not
That
Auntie
is true.
George or Cousin Bill or my.
Well, I think my husband would absolutely kill me if I didn't take him
Yeah,
with me.
if not only to navigate.
But if I wanted funny, it'd probably have to be my youngest son, Will. He'd keep everybody going. He can yabber with the best of them.
Nice.
He'd keep the questions well and truly going.
And then, what's your playlist? What kind? Either an artist or a type of music. What's going to be your jam?
Okay, so I'm into quite a few different genres, but I like a bit of Michael Jackson, a bit of Jacko.
Yeah.
Love Phil Collins. I know not to everybody's taste,
Yeah.
but he's got that rhythm of a bit of upbeat and low beat, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And I do like a bit of Ministry of Sound.
Okay.
So I think that'd be my
A little bit for everyone.
very different.
Lizzie in the back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Head banging. If you wanted to give, I don't know, 2 takeouts to the learner, just think about these, or do these, or this is my best advice to you. What 2 takeouts will you give them to take away in their learning journey?
Okay, bits of advice. Mirrors constantly all the time. If it's a learning journey, I believe, I could be wrong, that it's every 6 to 8 seconds.
That's the time it usually takes you to look ahead and go, what's going on, what's going on, what's going on, and then quick look behind and then what's going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good advice.
So if you can get in control of your mirrors as well as what's in front of you, perfect, and be comfortable.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than if your bloody bra strap's falling down.
Yeah.
Or you've got the wrong shoes on, your socks falling halfway down your foot, and you're like, you can't do it. You can't do it when you are an advanced driver.
Yeah.
So don't try to do it when you're a learner driver.
If people wanted to find you,
yes,
on socials or otherwise,
yes,
how would they do that?
So they would do that by tapping in on Instagram or Facebook, TCS Hair Design. Or Tania Coleman Hair and Beauty.
So what I'll do is in the notes at the bottom I'll put a URL or something that helps people find you. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
I'm so delighted that it opened your world up so massively.
Yeah, huge.
Because it's not, some of the time, I mean, you know this from your work perhaps, some lines of work are transactional, time for money or effort for reward or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you close the door and then tomorrow it's the next person. Whereas we were like, invested in this thing. I mean, it's a mission. We're going to land it together, and it was as much me and you as you was you and me. And then you go off and thrive, and now your business is doing great.
Yeah.
And all of that may not have been possible if you hadn't just said, "I can do this." Yeah. Do you know what? I'm not 17 anymore, but I'm doing it. I'm a grown up.
Yeah.
I want it badly enough that I'll put the reward in and I'll put the effort in, and to see you like win. Yeah. It's like brilliant.
One thing I can say before we do finish is that I was nervous. The reason I didn't do my lessons until 36 was because I was scared.
Yeah.
What I actually realised is I was a scared passenger, not a driver.
Good point. Yes, I like that.
I don't like being a passenger, and now I'm in control.
Is it a control thing?
Maybe it is.
Yeah, it could be.
It could be, because now I can drive, I'm not scared. So maybe people going forward and they're sat next to their husband or their wife or their son or whoever thinking, I can't do this because I'm scared. Maybe it's because you're in the wrong seat.
Yeah, fair play. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I will see you all the next time we're in the car. Thank you.